hello, everyone. Want to make sure everything sounds good real quick. Still trying to work out audio stuff. Apologize. This is sudden, Frightmare Friday live. So, yeah. Alright. So it look like we up in this thing. We are up in this thing. Sweet. So, yep. How's everyone doing while we getting started with everything? Hopefully everyone is doing well. It is a new year, so happy new year to y'all. Uh, uh, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New. I don't know any New Year songs. I know that's the birthday song. I don't know any New Year songs, so apologize. But to and then that's the black birthday song is that. So yeah, if there's any choirs and stuff, I'm gonna need all my gospel black people. Hey, come up with a good New Year song. We need some good New Year songs. Okay, we need it to hit. We need it to hit hard and hit nicely. So somebody come up with some good New Year songs. But yeah. We are going to be doing today a top 10 for horror films of 2025. So that's what this live is mostly going to be doing. Me discussing a lot of the horror and stuff of 2025. I have honorable mentions and stuff. But, I'm talking about everything. Apologize, David. Happy New Year. But I'm going to talk about a lot of the different stuff when it comes to hopefully upcoming horror stuff as well. What I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to upcoming horror. And does anybody know if Jordan Peele still doing a horror film? I was like, he had a horror film set for the last 2 years or so. It was like, what's going on with him and his movies? Like, what the hell? So yeah, we're just gonna be talking for a bit before we jump into everything. Hopefully on some lives and stuff for this year. For Frightmare Fridays, I will try to do some horror games and stuff as well. We have some time to do horror games and also still check out horror shorts, stuff like that. So longer streams is what I'm hoping for in 2026. Longer streams, but yeah. Who knows? It's definitely tough for me because I'm doing the streams and stuff after work. Like today, I worked, and so yeah, still trying to keep that good energy up a bit here. Work went well, so yeah, that's always a good thing too. Work goes well, positive energy stays up. So yeah, but yeah. See, this is why what happens when you don't have a plan for everything. So, it's like I was going to talk about a couple of stuff or do some stuff or see a couple of things. We know I already did a video on upcoming horror, so yeah, that was already part of a lot before. So, especially with January. January is looking up my, I guess my main horror film I'm looking forward to here in January is Primate. That one looks like it might be pretty good. But yeah, criterias for this top 10 though. We're going for criterias. I'm gonna talk about some horror films that I have watched that be in the genre of horror, but I would not be including in my list and stuff. So my criteria when it comes to actually like top horror films is that it has to be really like horror. It has to be majority horror for the genre, than just a small bit or just a small portion of horror or mid portion of horror. It has to be a very, very large point. Like horror has to be a very large point. There's only one film, and I talked to Film Taki about it. Fantastic is another content creator. We at Found Geek Culture, you should see our top tens for Found Geek Culture pop up for that channel. We also discuss our top tens, but I want to talk about my top tens and then also honorable mentions and stuff like that. Horror films I did enjoy this year. Some of the stuff I didn't get to talk about when it comes to horror on that in that video. But yeah, so so it's only one that's on my list right now that I was kind of iffy on because it's considered horror, but to me it didn't feel like it's majority, like all the way just horror. So yeah, I'll let y'all know which one that one is when I do come to it because it is on my list. But yeah, it's a lot of just other things like Demon Slayer came out in 2025 was really good. It's also considered horror. It's a horror film, yes. But I didn't include it because I feel like it's more my action-based anime type of feel when it comes to how I enjoy Demon Slayer. Is more just on the action realm than on the horror realm. If that makes sense. Because the same with Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man I consider more of the action realm than I do just horror when I'm watching it. As far as an anime and stuff goes. But yeah. Those were incredible. I did watch those. If I would include those would most likely been in my top 10 too. Because I did enjoy those movies as well. So, some of the stuff I will discuss when it comes to some good horror that's not going to be on my list. Right? So, I have this screen here to showcase. But my honorable mentions, stuff I just want to include in here. I have a whole bunch of horror that I'm like, but main one, not the main one, but the first one I'm going to talk about is VHS Halloween. Oop. It's this one. VHS Halloween. This one, I just didn't like it. Critics loved it. I would say I'm more in the middle when it comes to it. I see it, but I don't know. I'm closer to the audience score though, because I see it more in the 60s, like 61, 60. I can definitely see it as a 59. I'll say the truth. Definitely see it as 59. But to me, what the main thing was like, it was interesting stories and stuff with Halloween, with VHS Halloween. I hate that they moved away from the main premise of VHS being the reason why we are watching these videos. I liked the VHS 1 and VHS 2 because they were the main thing that we're watching that was directed by somebody is sets up for all these other videos that we are watching, all these other VHS tapes. So that's the one thing that I miss when it comes to VHS. There's no main story that connects everything. There is a main story in VHS Halloween. There is. Just like in all the other VHS ones. But I feel like there's no connection for every single one of those. Well, it's not an obvious one for me. It could have been a connection. It's just I just couldn't see what the connection was. And why would those be considered VHS tapes? Because some of those wasn't even. You could definitely tell it wasn't around the time of VHS videos being created and stuff like that. There's no information to say that those captured videos were turned into film. Nothing to really just help that point when it comes to just VHS. Yeah, kids nowadays, they're growing up, they don't know what the hell VHS is at all. They don't know what the hell a VHS tape is. They don't know what VHS players are. So it would definitely help if you showcased a little bit visually why we're considering these films to be VHS tapes or VHS, small found footage clips. To me, it's just now just a found footage movie with just, different movies inside of them. That's it. Nothing really special, and I think that's why it knocks it down a lot for me. There was some really good ones though. Uh, One I really did like was the last one. Uh, it was like a it was his father trying to keep the Halloween tradition that he has with his son and everything, and his son is older. He doesn't like doing the stuff. They try to do like a haunted house type of deal, and everything in the haunted house is actually real. So he got it from some place, I guess. This thing, and yeah, everyone, neighborhoods and stuff, they come in. We're about to check out his, haunted house, and yeah, big ass mistake. That one I enjoyed a lot. I liked all the effects and stuff for it. That one was my favorite. I even enjoyed like the acting and stuff. I thought the story was pretty interesting. I didn't see a lot of the stuff coming that did like happen. So I enjoyed that one a lot. But yeah, it was one other one I did like a lot. The other ones I was like, I don't know, they're like hella just goofy. And some I was like, it was just very hella confusing. Like the one you see in this one, to me was the most confusing one. When it comes to the choices these characters made, because this one that you see with Man Baby, and that story was just ridiculous. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. But that one I did, I would just throw in there on the record, recommend it just to watch. Another one that I really liked, but is not in my top 10. So honorable mention is Hell of a Summer. Oh shoot. Hell of a Summer was a very, very fun one. There's a lot of fun and interesting actors in this that you can recognize. Okay. I was like, what the hell is the cast and crew? All the fun, interesting actors and actresses you can recognize and stuff from this. This wasn't, to me, horrible. I did think it was entertaining. That's the only reason why I was like, I would probably boost it up. I feel like I'm closer more to the audience of a 52%. Because I feel like it was like maybe 50. I'll go with 52. Because it was like some of the story and stuff didn't work too well. Some stuff didn't match up nicely. But I did find it entertaining. And so, like, yeah. There's some wild moments in this. But when it entertained, I feel like it really did entertain. But did it entertain in the right way? I don't think so. It definitely was a fun bad to me. Hell of a Summer. Not necessarily great, but definitely was a fun bad. I don't regret watching at all. I don't. Next one is honorable mention. Companion. My bad. I was like, I don't know why. I am stupid. I'm definitely stupid. But yeah, Companion. This one was definitely heavily liked. Heavily liked. Now, it's an honorable mention for me just because I didn't feel as entertained for this one. So it's like entertained portion wasn't, all the way there. But I did like the premise of the story. I still when it comes to robots and stuff. It was a lot of interesting and fun surprises. And I think they did a good job with hiding like some of the factors into this movie. I'm trying not to spoil. One thing I'm not going to do is spoil these movies. I should write that in there. Let me see if I can. No spoilers. Let's see if I can real quick. Into the title. So I do want to reiterate that. not trying to spoil anything for anyone when it comes to. I want people to watch these films and enjoy it to the best of their ability. So I was like, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to do this. Seriously, serious. Let's see. Trust in the handy dandy YouTube to do his handy dandy job. If it doesn't, then oh well. Sucks. But hopefully it does his job. We'll see. But yeah. A lot of interesting surprises again. A lot of uh, fun moments too. It was some fun moments in it, but I wasn't the most entertained when it came to it. That's why it's in the honorable mentions portion. If I was more entertained by it, I think I would have, definitely put it in the top 10 if I was entertained by it. But I thought it was a well done story. The actors did a good job. Hey. It definitely was. It was definitely was pretty interesting. Next, honorable mention. I just have to mention is Rosario. Now this one, the show's audience didn't like it. I lean closer to the critics. I feel like it's at like 59 for me, or 60. I feel like it's in the 60s or so. Just the small portion, like 61, 60. Like, I don't think it should be below 58, but I don't think it should be higher than the 62. If that makes sense. But that's just me. Rosario was definitely entertaining. I thought it was some good, like, effects usage of, like, the ghost, and also, I want to say this, because the word is not popping in my head right now what I want to say when it comes to it. But deals with culture. Well, just good display of culture in beliefs when it comes to, like, ghosts, hauntings, and stuff like that. I thought they showcased a lot of that stuff really, really well. So I was like, I did enjoy it for it being a Spanish film. I don't know, it's not from Spain, but Spanish speaking film, because it was in Spanish. It was definitely wild. Had some wild moments and stuff with it. It definitely caught me off guard with a couple of stuff. I think it would definitely catch some people off guard. I didn't see certain stuff happening in this that did happen. So it was definitely entertaining. I was glad that I did watch it. It was one that was going under the radar, and I almost missed it as far as just going and watching it. But I'm glad I did watch it. To me, it was entertaining. It was pretty good. Very fun. Apologize about that. But yeah, next is Black Phone. So this is I think this is the final one. Okay, it didn't say. One second. My bad. I get to it, I promise. I just want to add on here, no spoilers. say little to no. All right. So that one did say. Okay, sweet, sweet. I was like, what's the heck's happening? But yeah. Back to the list. 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 Oh, I forgot. This one should have been down at the bottom with VHS when it comes to honorable mentions, but I forgot Together. Together, I did put it in the honorable mentions. I don't think it was as bad as I was like. I tried to make it out, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like spectacularly great to me. I would put it at a 57, 58 for me when it comes to Together, only because of that ending. I thought it started off strong. I would definitely been, if they would have did a better job with that ending, it definitely been here for me. It definitely been in the 90s or at least 80s. If they would have did a better job with that ending. I was so confused on a couple of things that they were trying to do or trying to display when it came to that third act. The final act or whatever. So it's definitely crazy to me how it turned out. But it was strong. I thought it started strong and they did a good job with it. The bonding. It was a lot of stuff that just scared me out of nowhere. Which I thought was just surprising. But the body horror I thought was decent. It wasn't like spectacular, but it's a lot of stuff that I thought was decent. Some of the stuff that I didn't like was, well, I don't know. It is tough to say because I think, is it Dave? Not Dave Franco. Is Dave Franco? What the frick? There you go. Yeah, Dave Franco. I didn't typically like his character a lot. In this, his character pissed me off so much. I don't know. I mean, that's one of the things that kind of dropped me down a lot is just his character. But I thought he did a good job playing the character. Because it did piss me off so much. It did get me emotional. So I would say that. I would say that. But I didn't care for his character at all. How he was, how he acted. But, there are people that's like that. There's definitely people that's like that. It's just, it sucks for like a relationship portion of this. I was like, I don't see how they lasted as long together. With how the dynamic scene, how this relationship dynamic scene, I'm surprised that they had lasted as long as it did. I couldn't see them too much as a couple for very long. It's kind of like Hermione and Weasley, Ron. I couldn't see them as a couple, like not for long. It doesn't seem like there would be like a great match with how they are as characters. So it's like it's the same way with this one for me. It's like I don't see how long they would last as characters together in a relationship. That's one of the things that kind of like bothered me with that. But it was a lot of good scenes. It was crazy. It is adult, so there's some adult stuff that was happening in this film. So be eerie of kids watching with you or you watching with the family. There's some moments where you shouldn't watch with the family. It's definitely awkward. This is definitely an awkward conversation be having with your family. Hey, seen that scene right there? You see it? Mm-hmm. Dad come through, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how me and your mother used to get down. But yeah, it was okay though. It's definitely, for me, it definitely worked as an honorable mention. This is one I did forget to put in. But the next honorable mention, before we get into the list, we're almost there at the top 10. Is Black Phone 2. Phone 2. I don't even know. Okay. Phone 2. Phone 2. I'm trying to do E.T. If y'all can't tell, I am ridiculous. Apologize. This one, again, fresh tomato. Audience loved it way more than the critics. Critics loved it way more than I did. I feel like it's at a low 60 for me when it comes to Black Phone 2. There's some things I really did like about Black Phone 2. If you want to hear me go into like a deeper dive of Black Phone 2 when it comes to how I feel and everything about it, regarding it in scenes and stuff like that, more of on the spoiler end, y'all can check out my review of Black Phone 2. Because I was like, I don't want to spoil everything when it comes to all these films and stuff. Because again, I want y'all to enjoy it. I really do want y'all to enjoy it. But it was some instances and stuff that were like really knocking me down on this one that happened. That I'm like, how and why would this happen in this way? Trying to understand the lore of the world and how these ghosts and stuff work kind of confused me a bit. It definitely kind of confused me a bit. On the horror aspect and stuff like that, some stuff did really, really work well. I don't think it would be the same like how I kind of felt with the trailer. It wouldn't be the same to me as like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like they tried, but then it's like it's not really that way in the same sense. So, yeah. They tried to come up with something like different regarding it, but tried to give that same sense and feel when it comes to don't go to sleep, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely a wild story. There's some wrap ups I did like. Again, I liked how they did or included the mother a lot more into this one. So it was a lot of stuff that I did like when it came to the story and things. It's just some aspects of how the world and stuff works. Everything works when it comes to the. I was about to call him the Butcher. What the frick is his name? Is it Creeper? Grabber. The Grabber. I was like, what the frick is his name? What do they call him? But yeah, how the Grabber was working as far as just being dead. Yeah, it was just some stuff I was like, oh, nah. That's why I was like, it's on a lower end for me. But I would say it was enjoyable. I wasn't like bored. I'm gonna just say it like that. I wasn't bored with the film. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Just highlights and everything, and we're gonna go right into the top 10. Do 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 do. I don't know why I did that. But yeah. Tell y'all. I'm working right now off of I just got off work. So my brain and stuff is all day on panic, so I just do a lot of weird stuff. Say a lot of weird stuff. Weird phrases and a whole bunch of other. I'm not dead tired, but I can definitely tell that I'm tired due to how much weird references I make. So Blue's Clues is a definitely weird reference. They came out of nowhere. But trying to figure out how I want to do this when it comes to the top 10. I probably, so I want to like show the poster and stuff of everything, but we'll. I hope y'all still having a good time. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Still trying to be entertaining enough, at least. When it comes to this, I don't want it to be too boring. When it comes to someone's top 10 in horror for 2025, and I had wrote 2024. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, my number 10 was Hard Eyes. Hard House was definitely unexpected for me. I expected like the Hart family. I don't know why I did that. Hard House is definitely unexpected for me when it comes to enjoyment. I didn't think that this would be very enjoyable for me when it comes to, you know, a movie. Um, on the non-spoiler end, it's about a couple, which y'all see from the, you know, trailers and stuff. I'm not going to show the trailers here. I'm trying to make sure this doesn't get demonetized. That's another thing I'm trying. So I'm not showing trailers and stuff at the moment for any of this stuff. But yeah, Hard Eyes, I thought was enjoyable. I agree with it. It's in the 70s realm for me as well. I thought it was. The only thing that kind of like knocked it down a bit for me was like parts of the ending and stuff like that. But it's a slasher film that worked pretty nicely. It follows the couple. It's Valentine's. Well, not follows a couple, but people who try to hook up. And during the same time when people trying to hook up and couples and stuff, Hard Eyes is taking out couples and everything. The first one was definitely one that was definitely needed when you see the first couple get murked. That one was, apologize. Shit. People get murked in this film. I don't know if that's a big spoiler or a small story, but people get murked. People get eliminated. But I thought that was enjoyable. There's a lot of just interesting stuff with it. The comedy worked really well because it's heavily a horror comedy. Horror, comedy, romance, and it features Valentine's Day. We don't have a lot of Valentine's Day horror. We don't even have a lot of Thanksgiving horror, but they were trying to do a lot more of that with the Pilgrim and stuff like that. And Thanksgiving, when it comes to those slashers. So we got a slasher for Valentine's Day, a new one. We had one, but we got a new one, Hard Eyes. I don't know if it's like it was big enough to garner people to cosplay as Hard Eyes, but we got to see when it comes to more horror conventions if people had worn the mask. I don't remember seeing anybody wearing the mask for Hard Eyes, but yeah, I don't think it was that big. But it was definitely enjoyable. There's a lot of just interesting stuff with it. I thought the romance worked well, the comedy worked well, the horror worked well. Even the figuring out who the killers are in the film worked well, because you got to figure out who the killer is. It's like Ghostface. You got to figure out who is out here taking out people. So yeah, but a lot of fun, interesting scenes as well. Yeah, trying not to go on spoilers. There's like a couple scenes I want to talk about, but I'm not going to go deep into it because I dive too deep into the spoiler realm if I do talk about it. But yeah, it definitely keeps you guessing. It definitely keeps you guessing as a movie. So if you like trying to figure out who the killer is, this is definitely one that you can enjoy and try to figure out exactly through clues, different context. Who is the killer? Is the killer? Don't know. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? You're going to be doing a lot of that. It was him the whole time. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a lot of that. Number 9. One. I know a lot of people liked it, but I think that it's another one where the ending really destroyed it for me. But it's just how I feel when it comes to... I said 29, 28. There you go. This one was another one that just... Like, the ending really destroyed it for me, but I would lean more towards the audience. I feel like it was more of like a 65-ish range around there. I would say the thing that really the reason why it outbeat Hard Eyes for me is I want to say it's like the panic motions or the panic portions of the film. I think when it comes to the scares, worked it really nicely. Um, the giant, the giant like you see him in the trailers, but the giant infected dude, he was terrifying, and he real like when they went into those panic modes with him, it definitely was that. It definitely was a big panic, but I like that when it comes to the 28 days, 28 weeks and stuff. It's just that the panic and stuff when it comes to these things because they're fast, they move quickly. This one they had some that moved like fast and stuff. They tried to change up a lot of the infection and infected and stuff like that. So it was definitely weird to me. And then how this like continues, I thought that was pretty interesting as well. Is just seeing how this continues outside of the world. The infection still continues until it continues to take on people and stuff. I still wish they would have did the comic book 28 Days Later story, but you can only get so much. You can only get so much. But I really do wish they would have did the comic book version. Um, we still followed like the characters from the first movie. We followed Selena from the first one, the comic book did. Check out the comic book. It was definitely entertaining. But yeah, 20 years later, and then we got Bone Temple coming up as well. This off of this, the thing that bothers me with the film and what's gonna happen with Bone Temple is the fact that they were like the infected were easier to beat the fast ones for a lot of these blonde haired characters that you see in the trailer and stuff for Bone Temple. That's the thing that bothers me the most is how easily they are able to defeat infected. It's like it shouldn't be that easy. I hate for it to be that easy. I want to be panicked. I want to be scared. I want this stuff to be scary. So it's like, especially in that situation, under situations of somebody or something is ragely coming at you, trying to rip you apart. Rage, like this is rage. These infected people they have rage. This should be more terrifying. I think the comic book displays that a lot more when it comes to the rage. But yeah, were the characters able to fight the infected? Yes. But it should be more of a bigger panic. I hate how the trailer just looked like, bam, I hit, they're down. Wham, I hit, they're gone. Wham. To me, it shouldn't be that easy of like fights and stuff. It should be more panics and stuff you're dealing with. Now, like 28 weeks later, yeah, was he able to like swing and take them off? Yeah. But it was still like, with all the chaos and panic and stuff like that, I think that would help those moments where he was able to fight them off. But you shouldn't be able to take on multiple infected like that. Like, taking on one in a tough fight, yeah. Taking on multiple, you shouldn't, I don't know. This is how I feel, I guess. Sadly enough. But let me not hold this for that long. But yeah, I definitely agree closer to the audience for it. Next is my number 8. See if I don't know if y'all be able to guess, but it pops up. Final Destination Bloodline. Man, very interesting. Very interesting movie. I thought to me it wasn't as good as the first one, even though the first one doesn't have like very high, like crazy high praise when it comes to the scores and stuff. I don't remember it having. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, 50%. I was like, it wasn't like a high percent when it comes to critics, as the fifth one had the highest before this one. And even two was higher than one. Dang. All the rest are just the city. What? Okay, whatever. Other two, The Final Destination, whack. Which it wasn't The Final Destination. Final Destination 3, whack. It wasn't that bad. I was like, I actually enjoyed Final Destination 3. It was actually pretty entertaining for me. But I love Final Destination and the premise of just how they brought everything together. There's some elements I wish they would have kept throughout the movies when it came to Final Destination. But you know, that being death. Death seemed like it was more of a physical entity presence. But yeah, Final Destination Bloodline. I mean, look at the scores. Look at the scores. This is definitely a well liked film. I think it deserves number 8. I feel like my top 10 definitely deserves to be in the top 10 to have these high percentages. But for me, I probably put it at a high 79, 78, like high 70s. Probably hit 80, but probably a high 78, 79, yeah, around there. There was dynamics that I didn't like when it came to the movie. I was like, I don't know if I should spoil. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm trying to remember if the trailer showed it or not. I can't remember. I don't want to like demonetize, but we'll see. I was probably definitely looking at this. Why can't I skip this? Okay. It's like a clip. That's straight up a clip. Oh, okay.
Family. You don't get to pick.
Oh, it's the fucking volume thing. You can't hear me anyway, so bunk it. Okay, so we keep it moving. I need to have the. I still haven't figured. I forgot all about that. I still need to figure that out. So, in this, I'm trying to make sure it doesn't spoil too much. But when you see the grandmother, it doesn't really show the portion I want to talk about. But I guess it shows it like right here. Okay, so in these scenes where the grandmother's giving and stuff, look how this yard and stuff looks. How the yard and stuff looks. This. Yeah. Probably was messing with stuff. She fortified, her house and everything. Now, the thing that like bothered me is just how that fortification and stuff was. I know they explained it in the movie, but it's just, I don't know. It's like man. In these portions, like some of the stuff like pissed me off was just like how this grandmother survived for so long. I don't understand how she would. Like, you had to sleep and death had to like come after you while you sleeping. I would think. This is me. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely was enjoyable. There's a lot of good, interesting things when it came to it. I think it brought some more new lore and stuff when it comes to the realm. Todd did it again his last film. You know, it was definitely tough because you knowing this is his last one, it's like, man, R.I.P. Todd, man. But yeah, I thought they did a good job with explaining, you know, that ending for him as well. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of just fun, interesting moments with it. And I think the portion I enjoyed the most, I guess, was the. Cause I was on the cup for some reason. The skyscraper building, whatever, that they're in, where the grandmother was when she was showing that she was younger. I liked that whole portion of the movie. I liked how that setup and stuff was, and just how things just happen because of just other small things that someone does. And man, to tell y'all how pissed off I was, like, seeing certain stuff happen, and how happy I was when certain stuff did. Who I was like rooting for, I should say. Not happy, but who I was rooting for when it came to that whole thing and who survives and stuff like that. Man, yeah, it's definitely wild. Definitely wild, but definitely a good film you should watch. Everyone should watch it. It is right now, the best Final Destination, best movie in the Final Destination franchise. So, yeah, I don't know how well they can follow up when it comes to it. Usually, a follow up when that after something does really well doesn't do well usually. So we'll see though. Doesn't do as well. I can't say that it doesn't do well, but doesn't do as well or better. But we'll definitely see. Next to move on, this is the number 7. Number 7. Ooh, I had watched this one. This one I had watched either the end of November, I want to say. The Rule of Jenny Penn. This one, I don't know how many people actually watch this. You know? I'm gonna end up turning into Ray J here in a second. My hat's gonna be like flipped everywhere, you know. The beanie's gonna be all over the sides. But yeah. The Rule of Jenny Penn. To me it was actually pretty I enjoyed it a lot. I lean more to the critics. I feel like it's like the low 70s for this film. I definitely lean more towards the critics when it comes to this, because this one was definitely, to me, entertaining enough to where I was like, I didn't even know what might happen in these moments. And I was upset that none of the, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like, my gosh, man, for this person to do, able to do what he does in this involves older people. If you're able to do what he's able to do in this, is crazy. Shudder. Like, this guy, he owes this doll. The doll is Jenny Penn. And he's basically batshit crazy. Now, yeah. He tortures the other residents of this elderly facility. And that's the horror aspect of it. It's just how he tortures elderly, stuff like that. People do get eliminated in this movie, so yeah, people do get eliminated. But he is definitely one that's like, I don't know, man. Like, he gets away with a lot. He got away with a lot. He's definitely a clever person. Not the smartest, but definitely clever. And yeah, I like the older cast. I thought this was definitely good for them. Was just people who just older and able to do a movie and stuff. You don't get that many, you know, times to do movies when you're older. You don't get that much, you know, when it comes to doing anything. You know, no one's really putting out any roles and stuff that you'll be able to do and take. Not that many. And when they do have those special roles, it usually goes to, you know, the most popular older person, you know. So to see a lot of these people who, you know, are actors and able to do something more, I like those films and stuff that gives them a little bit more chance to do, especially for those elderly people who can move and really, you know, get around. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was one where like a lot of older people were killing all the younger people and stuff. That one was pretty entertaining too. So it's like I like it when older people are able to do a lot more when it comes to the horror realm. So, but yeah, there's some stuff that is like can be a little unsettling, but it's not like crazy unsettling. But it's definitely some stuff that's like. They actually were trying to go for that. Like, there was some stuff that I was like, I don't know. I don't think it really, like, fit some stuff that happened. I was like, I don't think it fit the realm of what this character, this crazed man, would do in certain cases. But I like the fact of not knowing what's going to happen next. Trying to take a guess and see exactly what... Like, I like how creepy and scary this man looks. He definitely played this role. And he took off with it. This is just definitely crazy. But yeah, definitely entertaining. I don't want to hold everybody for so long, so I'll go to the next one. What the hell do you have? Come on now. But yeah. I can understand why audiences don't like it. Definitely, it's not going to be a lot of people's cup of tea. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely not going to be a lot of cup of tea, and a lot of people probably think it's stupid due to the dynamics of it, like the older people now. So, but I feel like that's a charm to it. I feel like that's the charm and the good when it comes to the film. Some of the stuff that most people would find like ridiculous and crazy, I actually find what worked well with the film. Number six. We have, I don't know if it's, you know, to me, it wasn't bad. I actually liked it, even though there were some moments that I was like, but I actually like this. Weapons. I would say I'll probably be around the audience's score, probably 85, 86. I'll be more around their score when it comes to the film. I thought it was definitely entertaining. There was a lot of shocking stuff to it. There was a lot of stuff I didn't see happening. But there was something, I had talked about this in my review. Go ahead and check out my review. But there's, when it comes to more spoilers, I'm just going with that. Check out my review for Weapons. There's some stuff in there that happened that I was like, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me of how certain stuff would have been done. Like, this wouldn't have happened. Exactly. You wouldn't have never found this stuff and stuff, you know. It didn't make sense. That you can come to a conclusion from just a small little bit of details that did happen in the film. So, I don't know. But you can definitely check out my review for that. But it was definitely still entertaining, still a fresh tomato. Um, I enjoyed it. It still was very enjoyable. The figuring out stuff, how the edit and stuff was for this, and trying to figure out different stuff when it came to it. Certain changes and stuff I've heard they made and stuff when it comes to characters and stuff. I was like, yeah, probably, and this is just off of rumors and stuff I've heard. I don't know if it's actually true, but yeah, especially dealing with the police officer that's in it. It definitely was like, yeah, some choices I think I did make a great choice and stuff when it comes to decision making. But it was a lot of stuff that I'm like, even with the police officer, I was like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I almost killed myself. Apologize about that. I think I peaked on the mic. Yeah. Still isn't. It's all we're good there. But yeah, weapons is just a lot of just new stuff that I did like. The children aspect of it, the mystery of it, figuring out stuff as they went along. It wasn't as scary of a horror film, but I did like the dynamics and stuff of how it was shot, and some of the action I thought was really, really good. A lot of great action when it came to this film. And then the fact that it looked like some of the kids were doing, like, you see in the trailer. In the trailer, the kids were like busting through a window. It looked like it was these kids that busted through this window. I don't know how the stunts and stuff really worked out, but damn. I was like, my gosh, it was something. The stunts were something. But yeah, definitely enjoyable of a movie. I thought I enjoyed it still, even though I had some issues and stuff with it. I thought it was very enjoyable. And we're now in the top 5, baby. 5. So top 5. My number 5. And y'all can check out our top 5 when we go into a little bit more details and stuff. Well, our top 10 and stuff. From Phantom Geek Culture, because I think we, on that channel, we go a little bit more. I will post that hopefully tomorrow. Y'all will see it. Hopefully tomorrow. I have a little bit more time, so hopefully tomorrow y'all will see it. If everything goes well, because sometimes stuff doesn't go well. Life be life, you know what I mean? Life be life. Ooh, shit. Wait. There you go. I was like, I was spelling it right. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, am I spelling this right? So, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. The Guillermo del Toro, his Frankenstein. So make sure that people see it as Guillermo del Toro's. I don't know. It's on Netflix. Check it out if y'all have the time. If y'all haven't checked it out, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was good. I definitely would lean more towards the critics side. I feel like it was at like 87, 86. I feel like it was in the 80s for me when it comes to the enjoyability of it. I don't feel like it was like 90s up there. I don't feel like it was that. But it definitely was in the 80%. They did their thing in this. They really did their thing. Mia Goth. I had talked about this, which y'all see in the video once I do post it. Phantom Geek Culture, if y'all go there. Mia Goth should be doing more period pieces. It's in this like time frame and stuff. Cause she did hella well. Guillermo, even IMDb says it's horror, psychological horror, dark fantasy, body horror. all that's included, Gilmo. He said it wasn't a horror film, buddy. It was definitely majority horror. It's definitely in the goth realm of horror. I'm like, buddy, it's definitely a horror film. But yeah, Guillermo del Toro did some really good ones though. More on the later end of his time, but like I liked Pinocchio heavily, his version of Pinocchio. So I was looking forward to this because I was like, he should be able to do Frankenstein. He did. He killed it. I think he killed it. He did a good job with it. There was some griefs and stuff I had with it when it came to the dynamic of certain things that went down and how certain things went down. I had some griefs and stuff with it, some gripes, some but all that the gripes and stuff or whatever to the side, this was still very entertaining, still very good. I thought the actors fit their characters very, very nicely. I thought the dramatic portions of the film, and I like dramatic horror as well, did very, very well. I thought it was definitely up there. This is definitely, if this is not nominated for way more, how much stuff is this damn thing? Critics' Choice Award. These are just nominations. I don't think this happened yet. So Guillermo del Toro got this Critics' Choice Award Best Director. They got Best Supporting Actor for Jacob. It's a Best Picture nominee. Best Cinematography. Cinematography was on point, baby. Definitely was on point. Cinematography was definitely on point. Best Adapted Screenplay. Oh yeah, it definitely worked well. Hopefully, there's 6 more in this. Best costume design, best score, best production design, best hair and makeup, best sound. They got a lot of nominations. Best visual effects. Okay, Chicago Film Critics Awards. Okay. Costume design guild. I didn't even know that. This is my area, and I didn't even hear about these awards in my gosh damn area. But it's 7th place in Best Picture. Ain't that a beat? 5th place for Best Director. 2nd place for Best Musical Score. 2nd place isn't bad. Is this competition? Why are we like in places? Well, it will still be a competition, I guess. I don't know. I'm redundantly ridiculous. Gotham Awards. Yeah, hopefully we get to check out some more of the awards and stuff and nominees on the Phantom Geek Culture channel. Again, check out the Phantom Geek Culture channel. But yeah, definitely good film. A lot of great things, even though like the actor wasn't the first choice, but it still was really, really good. It was done really, really well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And hopefully y'all will too. But the next is the number 4, baby. You put the fours. Number 4 was this is the one that I said that I was kind of iffy on adding, just because I feel like it was not majority horror for me. The Long Walk. Now, for me, it's like the dynamics of stuff that was happening definitely would be horror. Being in that situation would definitely be horrific. But I kind of see those when it comes to like, those battle royals, whether it's the actual movie battle royal or Hunger Games and stuff like that. I kind of see them more in the action thriller when it comes to the dominant genre. When it comes to these type of like battle royale competition type of films. But it is definitely horror, just because situation goes. Situation goes is definitely horror. But this one was done very, very well. I thought it was written very, very well. I would have put it. Critics has it as 88, audience 85. I would probably lean more towards critics with the 88. I feel like it was in that 88, 89 realm. For me. But yeah. It was definitely tough. It was definitely tough when it comes to like certain situations, and then how we like get to know the characters. The only gripe I have was the past. That's it. How they displayed the past, I would say, was the only thing I wish that was done better when it came to this film. But displaying their past, like the characters' past, not necessarily the past of this like the whole situation, but this is a whole nother world. This is a whole nother realm, dimension, whatever the freak you want to call it. A whole nother universe. This isn't in our universe. This is a whole different universe. But it definitely was done very, very well, I thought, as far as just the dynamics of stuff. Certain changes and stuff they had from the book to the film and stuff worked. Hoping Stephen King liked it. Again, this is developed from one of Stephen King's books, his first book. So, yeah. I wouldn't think that this would tie into it. I know they're trying to like tie a lot of Stephen King stories together, but I was like, I don't know if this would tie into it to Derry and stuff, but you probably found somewhere, but I couldn't see it. It was definitely was entertaining, very heartbreaking. Don't see how these freaking gentlemen could last as long as they did on this walk. I know my fat tail probably wouldn't have made it past walking to the head dude in charge of the military. To the captain, to the sergeant, whatever the freak he is. I would have like just walking a few steps up and like, oh shit, warning, shit, second warning, third warning, sir, you had her. My fat tail would have been just eliminated really, really quickly. So I couldn't volunteer to do this. But yeah, definitely it was a strong story. I had some questions with this as well when it comes to the dynamic of the story. Still have some of those questions, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, the next one we're 2, 3, 3, 3. The third is number 3 is I don't have them like directly with them. I just have the number next to the films, so it's like, yeah. I just placed the the name of the movies on the list just to have them there of like movies that I was like, oh okay, I like this, and then I numbered it later, and so it's not in order, but yeah, it is what it is. Good Boy, an animal horror. And the animal being good in this. Okay, I recently watched the short too, which is crazy. For the horror shorts, the top 10 horror shorts, apologize, I peeked again. So sound, but yeah, that one definitely I was like it's gonna be in the top 5 for that horror short. Man, it's trying to do these horror shorts is tough when it comes to top 15, but I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm try to do that Saturday as well, and hopefully post it either Sunday or Tuesday. That my top 15 for horror shorts of 2025. But yeah, I'm gonna still work on it tonight though. Try my best to work on it tonight. After doing this, that's exactly what I'm gonna work on. But yeah, Good Boy, number 3. Number 3, baby. This one was really, really good, man. Especially for how they had stuff. I lean more towards critics in this one. I feel like it was at a 93, 94 range of a film, just because like the aspect of just how they just got these shots and stuff. Like I know it took them a long time to freaking make it. I wish they said it took them a long time. I was like, I can feel like it would take a long time to shoot movies and stuff like that. But it also made me think of those movies back in the day when it comes to like the animals and pets following them, like Homeward Bound, Benji. It made me think of those type of films. Lassie was a show though, but you know what I mean. But where it just follows the animal, exactly, the animals and stuff mostly in the film, and these are live animals, you know, that are trained doing this stuff. This dog isn't trained. This dog isn't professionally trained. It's even more impressive. It's not a professionally trained dog for film. This dog is just someone's pet, and they was like, hey, let's do this movie. Very, very well done. It was definitely scary. The dog is the best actor in this. Also, I don't know. I hate that, like, let me see. I was like, they should get a lot more, nominated for a lot more awards, because it's crazy to me, especially, and the horror gets such a bad rap, I think, when it comes to award seasons. This definitely deserves a lot more nominations and stuff. This 10 wins, 8 nominations. Best in Show. Okay. Winner. Nominee for Best Motion Picture. Best Editing nominee. Winner for Best Animal Performance. Hey! They actually have that. He was actually there? Was that him? Top 10 independent films. Okay. Winner of independent films. I can definitely see that. Winner of the Austin Film Critics. Like, it definitely... like, more major awards this thing should be getting, man. I don't understand. Because it was so freaking excellently done. I thought when it comes to just the aspect of like the audience and stuff, when it comes to watching it, it's way different than this dog is viewing stuff. This being shot, and how we internalize our own emotions and stuff and put it on the dog in the movie. We put our own emotions on that dog. We put our own feelings and our own fears on this dog of what's happening on the screen. And I actually like that a lot, just thinking about that. I thought that was pretty clever and interesting, but this is definitely a good POV movie from a dog's story point. You know, it was scary. It was heartbreaking. It was, you know, it was definitely tough. I would say it had some moments where it was like, but it wasn't like it's crazy much as like other films on this list. I'll tell you that much. This was really, really freaking good. I just wish it was nominated for more stuff, because it was just that good to me. I definitely lean more towards, because this one's definitely in the 90s for me, 93. I feel like Good Boy. Check Good Boy out, man. I want to buy the DVD. I want to buy the DVD. That's how good to me it was as far as a horror film goes. It's definitely hard to beat, tell you that much. At a good, like, indie horror films. Next up is the number 2, number dos. I'm throwing up 4. Dos. Number dos. I'm coming up with newer doors. Not even that. It is Sinners is a horror film. I feel like it was still majority horror just because of the vampire aspect of everything. It's still a horror film. But it was well written. This is well shot. This is well created, edited, effects. Oh my gosh, this is such a powerful, really, really good movie. I definitely lean towards the critics. myself personally, I would say it's a 98, close to 99%. That's how good this freaking movie is. This is a really good movie, and I had this as my number one early on in the year, closer to the end. I had rewatched Sinners, and I rewatched the number one, and I was like, dang man, I was like, I was battling. This is the toughest battle because they both are neck and neck for me. Number one and number two are neck and neck, or very much neck and neck. But I like Sinners a lot. The story, the aspect. Now, does lean heavily into the adult realm? Yes, it does lean heavily into the adult realm. It's a lot of just sex in this, like, sexual references, sexual stuff. Not for the kids. This is definitely not for the kids. But I think Ryan Coogler did an excellent job with this. One of his best movies to date, man. If they don't win a lot of awards, I'd definitely be pissed. I'd definitely be pissed if they don't win a lot of awards. Man. Hear me out, man. Like, if they don't win a lot of awards, or at least be nominated for a lot. They don't have to win everything, Not win, but definitely be nominated for a lot. I'm gonna definitely be pissed off, man, because this was definitely like 314 nominations total. They already have 176 wins. Damn. Best original score, best cinematography, best director, best film, all in the Boston Society of Film. Critics' Choice, nominated for all of it and more. Damn, they have a lot. Like, a lot of these should be a lot. Camera imaging. Okay, main competition. Chicago Film Critics Association. I got a lot of these cities that have, costume design. The costumes were definitely good. I don't say, like, it's gonna be tough. I was like, a lot of, like, the stuff when it comes to the lower end, where it's costume design, sound design, stuff like that, it's definitely gonna be harder for me to say when it comes to a lot of these movies and stuff that's gonna be nominated, because a lot of people's costumes and stuff was definitely on point. But this one was definitely really well done, really well figured out when it comes to the looks of each character and making them different, especially with Michael B. Jordan, him playing two characters, two brothers, and still making them both very, very different and very recognizable when you see them on screen. Man. This was definitely really, really good. I have the movie. I had to buy the movie. I was like, this is definitely really, really well freaking done, man. Definitely tough to beat. Again, everything you think of, they should be nominated for most freaking categories. Cinematography, the work, everything, man. Everything. Score was really good. Music. Man, if you love the southern blues and southern, like, music and stuff, you would definitely enjoy this, especially the older stuff. Man. This is definitely really well done. Again, to me, because people put, as far as just mashups of movies that would be, Sinners, I definitely would include Oh Brother Where Art Thou as one of the mashup movies. Because Oh Brother Where Art Thou, to me, as far as just the music side, made me think, the watching Sinners made me think of Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and how the score was really, really done well to me when it came to that movie. The music, the southern style worked really, really well with Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and to me it works well with this one. It's just, and they included characters were playing instruments. They were like a band, so, yeah. The Soggy Bottom Boys. So, yeah, you have that same aspect in Sinners, So, to me, it's just, I think the only thing with what Brother Out There was just majority of just, the southern white portion, where this was more on the southern black portion when it comes to the music. But they did have that. Like when the vampires came in, they started singing that song at the front door. Definitely reminded me of old brother where I thought when it comes to the white southern music scene. So yeah, even the Irish portion was like really good when it comes to Sinners. They did their thing with this. I believe they cut out a lot too. My thinking they had that cut out a lot, but it still was pretty well done. Did it have some still hiccups, mess ups as far as the stuff goes that people weren't feeling? Yes, it definitely still has a lot of stuff that doesn't make it a perfect movie, but it still was really good to me. Anyway, to me, still really good. Now, number one. Number one. I think I did two different characters together. That's how off my rocker I am right now. I did two different characters and smashed them together. But my number one is Bring Her Back from the Rocka Brothers. Again, I don't know how to pronounce that last name to actually say. But I know it's like one of them was like Mark, I want to say. But yeah, I would say for me this is definitely higher at a 98, 97 realm when it comes to percentage for me. I actually thought this was very well done. But yeah, I think I'll be closer to the critics more than I would be the audience. I thought they did a spectacular job. Do I think it was better than Talk to Me? I don't think so. In my opinion, I feel like Talk to Me was better, but Talk to Me was number one for me as well. But it's a lot of things that I thought worked pretty nicely. The mystery portions of this worked really nicely. I couldn't figure out what was happening. I think what was going to happen, not necessarily what's happening, what was going to happen next. Trying to pinpoint like, hey, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It was definitely hard for me to pinpoint certain stuff when it came to it. But yeah, it's definitely like the emotional points worked really well. The dramatic points worked really well. I think the actors did a good job with it. And then just thinking about it in real life, I actually think like this abuse and stuff would definitely happen with foster parents and with the foster kids. It happens a lot. I've heard so many stories and stuff when it comes to foster care that is horrible. And yeah, you definitely hear and see a lot of the stuff, and I definitely can see this type of person abusing these kids in certain ways. But yeah, this definitely was a very good watch for me. I enjoyed it a lot. Again, I didn't enjoy it more than Talk to Me, but it still was pretty good. It was definitely a huge battle. But I want to say the reason why I put it as number one over Sinners, because I feel like they were neck and neck, is the unpredictability. I think both of them had good horror when it came to it, but I feel like Sinners to me was more predictable because they do feed off of the realm of like vampires and the older story of how, you know, vampires really work. I feel like Bring Her Back was more unpredictable for me. Unexpected scenes that I wasn't thinking was going to happen. It was tougher to watch certain scenes for me. And usually it was not the case. I can usually grip through a lot. And I like me getting invested emotionally. It was just like, hey, like, you know, I'm over here yelling at the freaking screen and stuff because I'm tuned in to this movie so heavily. And that's one thing that Bring Her Back does, is really just draws me in so freaking well. And I love that. I love how it just drew me in. It just drew me in, man. This was really good. But is there still some hiccup stuff with the movie? Yes. I agree, like, to certain points of what people probably would say with this movie and why the movie was it like perfect. I definitely can probably see and agree to a lot of it, but as far as just the things that captures me and entertains me, it's just as far as the stuff goes, I really put it up there. I don't even know what Talk to Me got for critics. Had an 89. We'll see. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Give me what I need, baby. At 94 for critics. So even critics would have thought it was better. But yeah, I wouldn't even say Talk to Me was better than Sinners for me when it comes to the unpredictability and the entertainment on my side. But it was really like Sinners will probably outbeat it in most stuff though. Definitely would say that in most stuff. But as far as just entertainment stuff, Talk to Me was definitely up there for me. Was it perfect? No. Talk to Me wasn't perfect either. I don't know. People would disagree. People say Sinners over Talk to Me. I definitely can see that. It's definitely tough. But all of them were good movies. All of them was enjoyable. I enjoyed a lot of these movies. I'm glad that I got more horror films that I enjoyed because the beginning of the year was definitely bleak. It was definitely scary when it comes to of good horror films. Not scary in a good way. Scary in a bad way. Like it's like where's the good horror films at? Hard House came out. I was like finally something that was worth entertaining. But I was like, where's more entertaining? Sinners come through. Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Sinners, for being good. A good movie this time. But yeah. Even with like some spoilers in the Sinners trailer, you know, that to the side is still was worth watching. Definitely worth watching. But yeah, that's my list. Top 10. But enjoy. Looking forward to 2026 and what 2026 will bring. Definitely will have a new list, and we'll be keeping an eye on a lot of these horror films. Again, January has a lot of horror in it, so definitely looking forward to hopefully really, really good horror at the beginning of 2026. There's still a lot of movies in 2025 I haven't checked out. I'm still trying my best to check those out when I can. The Gorge, again, is one of those that I was like, I've been wanting to see, but since it was under Apple TV Plus, it was definitely hard for me. It's definitely hard for me to watch that one, but that was one of the ones I really wanted to watch heavily, because, yeah. But The Gorge, so many others, to tell you the truth. I have a listing of movies and stuff to watch, but yeah, so many others. But it was a lot of indie, weird slashers that I watched from this year that just wouldn't make the cut because, again, they weren't as good as some other indies like Good Boy that actually made it in theaters. So, yeah, some stuff in theaters that's supposed to be really good just didn't work out too well. Some were just like very highly disappointing. So, yeah. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below, my list and everything. And I appreciate y'all for who are jumping on now watching these videos. If you watch to the very end, well, this video, this live, once it does complete. Appreciate y'all so much. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, hopefully this year brings, more peace, joy, and fulfillment for all of y'all for watching this. Please do take care of yourselves and others. Peace, geekdom.